All right, guys, brace yourselves. Steph's back in the kitchen and calling it Meatloaf Meatballs. I'm just here for commentary, chaos, not culinary inspiration.
Addie's gonna basically do a lot of it herself, and I'm gonna walk her through it. So you just want to cut the onion in half, but try to miss this thing, okay? This way. Keep your knife flat. Dry it out a little bit by putting it in the air fryer.
So like I said, the goal here was to make some kind of like meatloaf meatballs. We all kind of missed meatloaf, and it's been a while since we've had it, so I was like, let's improvise and make some meatloaf meatballs. And it actually turned out pretty delicious. You do basically about the same thing you're going to do for meatloaf.
Before you put it in your main food, because what if one of these eggs has something nasty in it, and we put it in here, and then it's ruined our food?
No.
No more.
But we do have crackers.
So yeah, a little bit different vibe than we're used to for my cooking videos, but my daughter actually wanted to help tonight, and I'm all for it when the kids ask to help to cook, because usually like I have to encourage them and they're just like, yeah, I don't even want to. So when they ask and they want to, heck yeah, I'm all for it. And this girl like scared of seasoning or something though. She kept just pouring the littlest amount, and then she's like, that's a lot. I'm like, I promise you, it's not when you want your food seasoned. So like I said, season it to your liking how you do your meatballs, but we did garlic powder, onion powder, slap your mama, black pepper, and this like McCormick's garlic and herb, I think it is. So this did end up being like an hour, if not longer, video, but I wanted to make like a smaller version of it to post to the audience in my other platforms, and then I would post like the longer original audio version of it in my YouTube as soon as I get the chance. Or I should say on my YouTube, not in my YouTube. But anyway, you get it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we also used Italian seasoning. That thing that you saw her pour like the whole container, that was Italian seasoning as well. And then we used like, I'd say like half a cup of ketchup. Yo, and real quick, I'm sorry about that fan behind me. I'm holding my baby, just got her to sleep, and I'm just doing this voiceover with the fans like right behind me. Anyway, she could not wait to do like the mixing part. She was all for it, and heck yeah, girl, I'm all about it. Not getting that shit up under my nails to go for it. We paired this with rice and vegetables, just plain, but we did do like a side of rice, and this is how I'm gonna be making brown rice from now on. We put the rice with a little bit of butter, let that, I don't know, saute up a little bit, and then we added 2 chicken bouillon cubes, a little bit of onion powder, and obviously water, and cooked according to the package, and it turned out really good. Like honestly, no complaints. And you may be wondering why I sound shocked by that, but it's just because previously when I've tried brown rice, I haven't been able to get anybody to really like it. They've always just been like white rice, but I really wanted to switch to brown rice and try to find a way that everybody enjoyed it. And this was the win, so yeah. So we ended up doing, I think, 3 rounds of meatballs because we couldn't put them all in the pan at once. I didn't want to overcrowd the meatballs and then have them not get like a good sear to each of them. I really felt like in order to make this recipe work, the meatballs needed to have some kind of crisp to them. So honestly, I think this turned out delicious, and I'll definitely be making it again. And as far as the family's opinion, all of them said it did taste like the meatloaf we used to make in the apartment. So yeah, I think it's a win-win, like I was saying. What's some other things you think might be interesting for us to try to make that you usually make in an oven, but I should try to improvise and make this on a stove, or what I got going on in the motel? One thing I was thinking was maybe eggs Lorraine, because that's definitely something I'd always used an oven for previously, and we freaking miss it so much. So I might challenge myself with that one. And if you're gonna be like, there's literally recipes out there, girl, I'm making my own recipe, okay? So I did do like the typical glaze I do over meatloaf. I did ketchup, mustard, and I replaced like the Worcestershire that I would typically do with mustard, just because I like a little bit of a tangy flavor. Of course, I'm gonna add a little bit of seasoning, slap your mama, black pepper, garlic, onion, the basics. Touch of barbecue sauce, and then I thinned it out with water because I really didn't want it to be like too thick on the meatballs. Poured it over the meatballs, put that cover on, and covered that for like a good 15 minutes so it could kind of just soak the flavor in, as well as kind of dry up some of the excess liquid. Oh, and if you can't tell at this point, my daughter had ditched me because, you know, tablet time sounded better than finishing dinner, so yeah. But this is how it turned out. It's giving very much IKEA dinner, but it was really good, and I hope y'all will give it a try. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye now.
IKEA type dinner.
So Steph's back in the motel kitchen again, this time claiming she's making meatloaf meatballs with Addie. And right off the bat, AMG did. You see how Steph got Addie to use that knife when cutting the onion? Who else thought she was about to slice a finger clean off? Like, Steph, that's not teaching. Independence. That's teaching. ER visits. She's there saying Maddie's Gonna basically do a lot of it at herself. Yeah, clearly. How long until Steph's got Addie cooking for the whole family alone while she sneaks off for her little smoke break? Because tell me that doesn't feel like the next step. Then she's talking about seasoning, and you can literally see Addie looking at her like, Mum, that's too much. Even Addie knows Steph over, seasons the food, like the poor kid's trying to tell her nicely. Yeah, that's enough, Mum. But nope, Steph keeps shaking, them spices like she's summoning spirits. And to be fair, she does really overseason her food. Fucking hell, Steph, it's supposed to be meatballs. Not a salt challenge? Then comes the best part, the grand serving moment. Tell me why she plates up a little rice, a little broccoli, and only 3 tiny meatballs per person. Girl, that's a snack, not a meal. The kids are growing. They but need food, not tapas portions. If I served that to my kids, they'd look at me like, Mom, what happened to the rest of the dinner? And then she has the nerve to say it turned out delicious. Like, of course, when it did, Steph, no one else got enough to even taste it properly. By the end, Addie's disappeared. Steph's talking to herself again, and she's comparing her dinner to IKEA food. You know what? She's not wrong. Cheap, small portions, and probably microwaved halfway through. And did anyone else get nervous watching Addie with that knife? Be honest. Do you think Steph even tastes her food before serving? Would that tiny plate of food fill you up? Why does Steph always overshare these kitchen fails online? Should Addie be the new chef in that family? Because at this point, yeah, she might do better alone. So, what do you guys think about this? Comment below and let's chat. Because between the knife, the over seasoning, and those sad little meatballs, I'm still recovering.